Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And folks, I'm gonna be honest with you. Jean Grey is the topic of today's video because I'm not want to say I'm fed up, but I'm kind of starting to feel a different type of way about Jean Grey, and I'm questioning whether I need to build her for PvE at all. Now we're gonna go in to this fight here. We got a lot of fire damage, a lot of elemental damage up. We're gonna bring along strikers. We're gonna do all the necessary things that we need to do to ensure that this goes smoothly. But take a look at the damage. I want to give you guys a little bit of a check here, and I also want to just remind myself before I make any hasty decisions what I'm missing out on. Now, Jean Grey is an amazing character in Marvel Future Fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to trash talk the character, or I'm not trash talking the character. She's great. She's amazing for PvE, and she can. The crazy thing is she can do PvP even with the CTP of Rage. And that's what I've said for a long time, and I still maintain that. But as you can see, like, it kind of starts to fall off. And what ends up happening for her now, she doesn't have all defense down. And so what ends up happening is she becomes very much at the mercy of strikers. So you can see there, see? Oh my god, it's so good, Cynicalex. Yeah, it is. You're right, it is really good, and it can be fast, but it's consistent. For me, honestly, at this point, it's consistency. And the thing that I really like about Jean more than almost any other character in Marvel Future Fight is, okay, so that took about, 40 seconds to get him down to 12.5 bars. The thing that I really like about Jean Grey, not only can she do PvP, she can win me like 97% of PvP fights with a CTP of Rage. Like, I'm completely ignoring her PvP build, and she can still do really well, do things really well. But not only do I love that fact about her, but I also love the fact that here we're not going to get as lucky, but actually I think we might end up going with the same strikers anyways. But what I really like about her is she's so tanky. She's so tanky, especially for this boss right here, Thanos, and for Galactus. It's just like, it's almost like you can be half asleep. I could be half asleep. I could be like, I could be doing something else. I could be multitasking and playing her at the same time. And, even if she dies, I still have that safety net. And there's no other character in the game that's as strong as her who revives right now for PvE. So, Silver Surfer's great, Doctor Doom's great. There's there's good characters that revive. Sunbird, right? Sunbird's really giving Jean Grey a run for her money. Like, there are other good characters that revive, but none of them revive and have this much power. She is a tank. She is a beast of a woman. She's like a bulldozer on fire, exploding with radioactivity. So that was what? So the other one was 40 seconds. This was 25 seconds, okay? So what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say is, she's easy to play, and she does a lot with one build. But do I really need it? That's really what it's come down to for me. Now, of course, this is not really a video where you can be like, well, Cynicalex, I also have a CTP of Rage. You put on your monocle and you're like, well, Cynicalex, I also have a CTP of Rage on my Jean Grey, and I've been contemplating this same question, my dear boy. I get it. Like, some of you guys are watching the video and you're like, I don't even have Jean Grey tier 3. I'm just trying to give you I'm just trying to give you my insight and my insight, not that CTP. I'm trying to give you the sort of the way I'm feeling about this character right now. And I'm not saying she's slipping. I'm just saying I have plenty of characters that can do Ebony, and frankly, Psylocke is as fast, if not faster, especially with the way strikers are consistent now. Apocalypse is APOC is really fast for Ebony. Doctor Strange is really fast for Ebony. Doctor Strange is easier than Jean Grey. The only character that makes World Boss easier than Jean Grey is Deadpool and Doctor Strange. It's just like absurdly easy to play. I mean, it's hard to play to mash the buttons. I can't multitask when I'm playing Doctor Strange, but I mean, the actual gameplay is easy. The actual like fight is easy because he never moves. Ebony just never moves. And Jean Grey, she can do Cull Obsidian as well, but again, it's one of those things when you get up to the high stages like I'm in, it really depends a lot. Jean Grey really leans on the strikers, and I've actually timed out. I've timed out on Twitch playing live. I've timed out against Cull Obsidian using Jean. I've timed out on stage 49 using Jean against Thanos, and it's annoying. because she's just a little bit too dependent on the strikers. That's kind of how I feel. And with my account being as complete as it is, I have the luxury of not relying, basically what I'm trying to say is I don't need to rely. I could be wrong, but I don't think I need to rely on Jean Grey for PvE content anymore. There isn't, unless there's new PvE content on the horizon, I can get 5 Ebony Maw clears without her, and I don't think I can use her past stage 49 or 50 for Thanos anyways, because her damage takes a hit once you can't use all defense down strikers. Like, her damage is still good, but when you're that high against Thanos, you basically have to fly through the first 9 bars. You have to get really lucky with the strikers for Jean and fly through, because then the rest of the fight becomes this like whittled down grind, because you can no longer debuff him at all. You can't, fire resist down or anything. So I'm not sure if I can use her past 50 for Thanos, and past 80 for Ebony. It's kind of annoying to use her, so I think I can do without. And especially now I'm sort of thinking I'm using Sharon a lot more. I actually wasn't really using Sharon with her old uniform, because it was annoying. I had to bring anti-venom. I had to go chase around the blobs. I don't really use her against Ebony anyways, but against Cull specifically, and also against Thanos, it was just kind of annoying to play Sharon. Again, huge damage, but just kind of annoying to play, annoying to time her tier 3 skill, and you'd proc on 5 even though the damage is not as good, and yada yada yada. And now, I mean, I'm having more fun, and I'm definitely having better results playing with her. So I think Sharon has kind of replaced Jean Grey for me in a way. So what I wanted to do for you guys is show you, and so you have an idea of what Jean Grey looks like if I reverse her build. I hit the Uno reversi, the draw 25 or whatever it is. I don't actually play Uno. I have no idea. Anyways, and I basically switch her build to a PvP build right here. So you guys saw, again, just for a reminder, it was stage 79 with strikers, and I'll copy and paste everything. And it was 40 seconds to get Ebony down to about 12 bars and change, 12 and a half. And then it was 25 seconds to get Thanos down to that first phase change at about 18 bars. So we're going to be unequipping this very, very well-rolled CTP of Rage. And in case you guys are wondering, let me go lock this before I have any, career-ending mistakes. In case you guys are wondering, the best PvP CTP for Jean Grey is right here. It's a CTP of Greed. So this move right here is going to make Doomsday Ken and my other Alliance members very happy, because for every week that we get into the Alliance tournament, this is probably going to put my chances of winning my fight and winning my attack and winning my defense at a much higher rate. And hopefully I will look like a genius in hindsight in a few months when Marvel Future Fight devs rework PvP and it's necessary to have a PvP Jean Grey instead of a Rage CTP Jean Grey. I don't have to worry about her getting guard broken anymore. I don't have to worry about those like once in a blue moon losses where you're just kind of like irritated. If the devs are not going to ban her from PvP, I might as well embrace the cancer. Like, why run from it? It's gonna, Destiny arrives all the same. I can't escape her, and you can't escape her. We can't escape her. So you know what? I might as well go with the flow. And if I'm not using her very often for World Boss anymore, because I'm trying to push to high levels, and then if I'm gonna do low levels just because I'm trying to hurry up, I can just go to a lower level and use her anyways, because Greed is not that bad. So now let's take a look at the rest of this build here and see what else I can change. We're capped out still on ignore defense and cooldown, but we probably need to change the 4th gear. Okay, it's at crit damage, so that's actually not bad. I guess we could move it to recovery. We're at 143 recovery, so if we really want to go like full PvP, we could definitely do that. That's HP right there. That's cooldown. We could probably change the dodge here to cooldown. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to lose a little bit of dodge, and I don't know if losing dodge is the best thing, but here's the other thing. If you're thinking about strategy-wise, if your enemy Jean Grey has a CTP of Greed as well, then your dodge is not going to matter, because ignore dodge cripples dodge, and it cripples guaranteed dodge. Ignore dodge is way too strong in Marvel Future Fight, in my opinion. It was really annoying back in the day fighting Spider-Man and all those characters that had guaranteed dodge when there was no ignore dodge, for sure. But the fact that ignore dodge trumps regular dodge and guaranteed dodge is kind of shitty in my opinion. So now we're gonna re-roll this cooldown over to HP, and we can aim for 1930. That was not a very good year. That was the start of the depression. Let's try to go for something in the 2000s, maybe. 2020 is literally this year. 1967, not a bad year. Wasn't that JFK? 2024. Okay, we're in the future, boys. Put your future goggles on. We'll leave that at dodge. You could mess around and move that to all defense if you wanted to. I don't think that would actually help too much, but it is what it is. So let's take a look. 62,000 HP. It could still definitely be better. We're still overcapped on cooldown. And then we could probably switch around her Uru a little bit. But I think this is a good start for her. So now let's jump back in and see with that same team up. Because, you know, this is basically what it comes down to. You know, how much are you losing? I think a lot of people have that question. Not only for CTP switching, but for obelisk switching as well. Like, hey, you know, I have a double fire damage proc. If I switch Jean Grey to a guard break, fire damage invincibility, is that going to make a big difference? Now, I wouldn't actually recommend invincibility for Jean Grey. I think a proc is still really good for her. She doesn't need that much protection, but let's see. This is probably going to be kind of sad to see how low her damage goes. How low can you go? But let's just take a look here and see what happens. Yeah, this is just going to be like, if she wasn't relying on the strikers before, she's going to be relying on the strikers now. Whoa, what did I do to my poor girl? There's going to be a lot of Jean Grey fans out there that are not happy with me for this, and I don't blame you, but you know what? I can make some nasty highlights now for Alliance Tournament. If they rework PvP in the future, and this ends up being a necessity, because you really shouldn't be able, let's be honest, you really shouldn't be able to get away with the builds that we get away with on Jean Grey. You know, like, if you think about it, truthfully, there shouldn't be any character in Marvel Future Fight. Not Silver Surfer, not Wolverine, not Jean Grey. There shouldn't be any character that you can build for one game mode that can dominate both game modes. Now, you know, I don't think she dominates World Boss. She's not Deadpool, she's not Doctor Strange, but she's a little too good, given the fact that she has so many PvP weapons, guard break penetration, auto heal, you know, this crazy healing, the freeze, the guard hit, the other penetration, the revive. Too many PvP weapons for a character that can still be good enough for PvE. But okay, I think I sufficiently crippled her. I think I've made my point here. We are over a minute, and we are still, I think we're still a bar short. We're still like almost a bar short, and that's a minute. So yeah, she can't clear this. She just straight up cannot. So I did take quite a bit from her. This is probably at least like a 30-40% reduction in damage. So yeah, the Rage CTP definitely helps Jean in a big way. The only other loss I can say that's going to hurt me is Galactus GBR. I can't use Jean Grey to carry Galactus GBR. Maybe she can clear it, but looking at this drop in production, she was clearing Galactus before for me in about 2.5, maybe 3 minutes. I think it's going to take her, I mean, it might take her like 10 minutes now. I don't know. Maybe there's some people in the comments who can hit me up who have used Jean Grey and Galactus with a greed, and they can let me know if it took them like 6-7 minutes or how long it took them. I mean, that actually wasn't so bad. This timing is actually the same, so that's kind of weird. I think maybe I'm just not seeing the result. Wait, were we? No, wait, we were at 15 bars. We weren't. We were at the second phase change. We were at the Corvus Proxima phase change. What am I smoking? Okay, so never mind. We're still behind. I'm wrong. Okay, let's just keep going and see how much damage this does. Okay, it's kind of off. It's kind of off the proc anyways. There's the proc again. Okay, yada yada yada. Okay, yeah. Okay. There's Hex 23. Sorry, weapon Hex 23. Okay, slow down, buddy. Too much juice. Too much apple juice before the video. Okay, that was not bad. That was a little bit better. I think that was all the strikers, to be honest with you. But it looks like we're still like 20. I mean, at least like 15, 20 seconds slower. It's definitely a hit. It's definitely a hit on her damage. It's probably less of a hit for Thanos. It's harder to tell for Thanos because it's a much lower stage. So actually, I have no raid penalty on 40 of Thanos. But on 79 of Ebony, I have a raid penalty. So probably that raid penalty and the recommended valor is probably where rage helps the most in overcoming the recommended valor, overcoming the fact that I have, you know, I have 31 or 3,100 valor, but I require 6,200. That's probably a big part of it. So With that being said, let me know if you guys sound off in the comments. Do you think I made the right decision, or do you think I made the wrong decision? I tried to lay out my thought process for you guys and sort of give you the breakdown. I should probably roll this in CA. Let's take a look right now. Say bond. No. Hey, what's up? I do it for the Alliance. We do it for the Alliance. All right, so rank 5. Not bad, not bad. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you were shocked by how much worse her damage is. But now, instead of winning 95% of the time on autoplay, I will win 100% of the time. Is that 5% really worth it? Probably not. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.